We make our way to American Legion Memorial Stadium, where the Independents and the Red Wolves look to stay unbeaten in 2025. After partaking in marathons in the Open Cup, we make our way for match number 2 in the 2025 season for Charlotte and Chattanooga on ESPN+. Hello and welcome, I'm Ryan Lee. Thank you for joining me, and we're in Charlotte where the Jacks have already gone back to their winning ways. A tight 1-0 victory in the season opener against the Richmond Kickers, and despite the win in their first 90, it took the full 120 to beat the USL League Two's Long Island Rough Riders. A late game winner from Rafael Jauregui in the 107th not only clinched the 20-year-old's first career brace, but a date in the second round with the Carolina Core FC of MLS Next Pro. And that not only allowed the Jacks to build confidence within the room, but also some reinforcements from the outside as well. They look to really bring everyone together, not only internally, but as new players continue to roll around with a pair of guys that they brought in only a few short days ago, including none other than our player to watch despite their struggles in recent seasons. They really had to eke out a gritty 1-1 tie against FC Naples in the first game of FC Naples' USL League One existence, and they got a chance to rebound only 10 days later after a 2-2 draw in 120 minutes against the New Jersey Alliance of the USPL. And despite everything that was going on in New Jersey and in Naples, they eventually got results when it mattered the most, taking the win in penalties to move on to the second round against Chattanooga FC of MLS Next Pro. And a lot of their success early as well. The same role that both the Red Wolves and the Jacks look to continue in match number 2 in 2025. The Charlotte Independents and the Chattanooga Red Wolves, presented by Novant Health. Coming up, lineups and kickoff are next.
Always reaching higher, pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
When it comes to delivering high-quality, affordable healthcare, relationships matter. And after 90 years, Blue Cross North Carolina is proud of the relationships we've built with you. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family committed to improving the health and well-being of everyone across this state. We're here for you, all of you.
Are you ready? Ready for more games you love? Ready for more players, new rivals? Ready for more fans, new friends, and endless celebrations? This is Carolina's new women's pro soccer team, the Carolina Ascent, featuring the world's most exciting players, connected to the global game, uniting the Carolinas. We are the Carolina Ascent, built for the Carolinas.
We make our way here to American Legion Memorial Stadium, where it is game number 2 in the 2025 campaign for the Charlotte Independents and the Chattanooga Red Wolves, as the USL League One is brought to you by Novant Health. As we look at the starting 11s brought to you by Capelli Sports, Charlotte Independents, they really have a lot of confidence and Alfredo Benete. They're throwing him into the starting 11 right out of the gate after bringing him on loan from Lexington yesterday. With the most assists in League One, he makes his debut in in the blue and gold. Haregi and Cheney scored all 3 goals in the Open Cup against Long Island on the road, and Matt Levy returns back in net after stopping all 5 shots on net that Richmond put on Charlotte's net. Chattanooga, on the other end, they're looking to continue streaking as well, as they have also got some guys really coming into form. Matt Bentley got that brace against New Jersey in the U.S. Open Cup. Alassane in the midfield, number 20, he's a new addition, a Ghana international at the U20 level. He makes his debut stateside as a pro, and Jason Smith helped Chattanooga get a point on the road in Naples. He's looking for his first win as a pro player since coming from the Syracuse Orange. The Chattanooga Red Wolves and the Charlotte Independents, a pair of squads unbeaten 2 games in between the Open Cup and the regular season. Charlotte won their first game in regular season play against the Richmond Kickers here at their home stadium, while Chattanooga have taken 3 games all on the road between the Open Cup and the regular season. If you include their Open Cup match against Chattanooga FC, the Red Wolves will be on the road 4 straight to start off 2025. As we make our way towards center pitch, Chattanooga will start off with the opening possession. They're in all white from right to left as Jean-Philippe stands over. Charlotte are in the blue. They'll work left to right as we are ready here at American Legion Memorial Stadium. Jean-Philippe, an excellent story from 2 years ago after suffering a season-ending knee injury last year. He stands over it and gets this party started on a Friday night here at American Legion Memorial Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. Ryan Lee and the rest of our ESPN Plus crew, we thank you so much for joining us here in Charlotte as both sides look to continue their unbeaten runs to start 2025. Talked about Charlotte really trying to grind out that 1-0 victory against Richmond that was right here. Overall, Mike Jeffrey said it was a solid performance and it was relatively smooth, but they're still looking to really put the pieces together, and they try to build this one as Cheney dumps it off. Alvarez looks for Medense, centers, Cheney, sliding tackle, cleared away by Chattanooga, and that only took 45 seconds for Charlotte to threaten. And already only 30 seconds for their new acquisition, Alfredo Medense, to get into the mix of it. Touched for Medense. Beautiful back heel for Luis Alvarez. A pair of finalists for the Young Player of the Year a year ago. As Alvarez was a finalist, Medense took home the award. Gets the reception from Alvarez. Tries to go creative with the back heel again, but gets the touch out of play for Chattanooga's opening goal kick for Jason Smith. And we have the first goal kick of the game. Novant Health is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Charlotte Independents. With same-day and next-day sick visits, Novant Health provides care when and where you need it. Schedule online at novanthealth.org. Philippe trying to turn around, kind of an awkward tangle up right there with Bashir and Jai. We talked about his season getting cut short last year due to a season-ending knee injury. You can see the brace on his right leg is number 7, Philippe, who currently stands over the ball. He only played 2 games last year, both against Lexington SC, before they made the promotion to the USL Championship on the first and final game of last year's regular season. As Philippe carries, and Bentley swings it around. Into the area, header attempted, but out of play regardless, offside.
Headed over the end line. Goal kick, Charlotte.
Eric Kinsner attempted to get the header on that last attempt from Owen Green to drive it into the box. And Chattanooga will maintain possession. Chattanooga really trying to turn things around after missing the playoffs for a second consecutive season in 2024. That was only the fourth time in program history that they were unable to make the playoffs. And they did not miss the playoffs in back-to-back seasons since their first two seasons of existence back in 2019-2020. So a lot at stake for Chattanooga this season, knowing some of the trajectory they've been as of late, considering the success they had with their run at the semifinals in 2021 and their shot at the finals in 2022. All of that starts at the very beginning, and it really builds momentum for the rest of the season. But trying to build the momentum on the attack was Chattanooga, but the roadblock for Medense was the official, and it allows Chattanooga the space they need to swing it back for Jason Smith. Chattanooga really had some of the command of this head-to-head series. They won the first 2 of 3 matches, and they tried to get it through. Matt Bentley attempted center, but a miss on the deflection on the back post. And this will be a clearance for Charlotte as it's kept in by Declan Waters near the center stripe. Ayambila, attempted cross again, Bentley overhead. And Jai was trying to get out of a little tangle up, and he not only does so with possession of the ball, but also with a stoppage and some extra breathing room after Knapp took some contact there. As Dimmick plays it back for DeShields. Medense tries to get out of a double team, but he made final contact for a Chattanooga throw-in. As we take a look at our injury report brought to you by Novant Health. Nothing to report for Charlotte. They've kept things clean in their first couple of matches. However, Wennard Wessels and Grayson Mercer are both out for Chattanooga to upper body injuries, so they are unable to come in for selection. Also missing for Chattanooga is Toby John Hope, one of the reliable center backs for red card suspension. Matt Bentley gives it a go and just barely misses the net. Had Levy beat, but just off frame.
Wide of the mark. It's a goal kick for Charlotte.
Matt Bentley, what a way to make his introduction to the game. First couple header chances that he couldn't connect to. Tried to get a feed earlier along the end line. Got that brace against the New Jersey Lions in that opening game of the Open Cup. And he's had some great pedigree throughout his entire career. Started off in 2022-23 with the Richmond Kickers, where he was part of that squad that won the Players' Shield. He was really prolific with the Kickers in that run as well, with 6 goals and 9 total goal contributions for Bentley. So he knows how to produce at a high level in this league. And I'm sure Bentley probably has a little itch in his stomach from watching a squad that potentially had all the pieces they needed to make a run all the way to the end, just for the Red Wolves to be one of the squads to do so at the very end. As we take our first look at Alassane, a Ghanaian international at the U20 level for Ghana, was signed this week as he makes his introduction into his pro career stateside. Charlotte had to race back after it, and no one was really able to get it cleanly for Charlotte, so they just elect to poke it out of play to slow down Chattanooga's potential attack. 2-on-1 at the edge of the area. Luis Alvarez attempts to clear. Eventually finished by Charlotte's reinforcements. Jason Smith. As he works alongside Walefi, and Smith will claim it back again in his first ever match as a professional. That was all the way down in Southwest Florida against FC Naples, where he did so well, stopping 3 of the 4 Naples shots on target, and was able to get Team of the Week honors off of his first professional start nonetheless. However, he is still yet to find his first pro win, as he only has that draw to his name in his very short career so far for the 21-year-old from Pasadena, California. Dimmick took a tumble and will take the free kick out for Charlotte. And overall for both sides, Mike Jeffries and Scott McKenzie both pretty pleased with how things have gone so far. I'm sure Mike Jeffries was not pleased with that pass. But overall, they've had some solid outings between the 2 games to start off. It was a solid outing for Charlotte against Richmond, and a real confidence builder against the Long Island Rough Riders, considering what they had to get through to get to that win in the first place. Going down early in that match, having to eke out an equalizer with about 10 minutes to go in the game, and then getting 2 goals within the extra 30 minutes of that Open Cup match to seal the win into the second round of the Open Cup against Carolina Core FC of MLS Next Pro. And that put Charlotte in a run of 10 U.S. Open Cup wins, 9 consecutive, advancing to at least the second round. So Charlotte, they know that they have what it takes to continue building and escalating against some of the top teams, not just within the USL League One that they've shown in years past, but also throughout the entirety of USA Soccer, as they look to continue building their attack. Medense's got options, lays it back for Dimmick. Alvarez in front. Luis Alvarez hesitates, shimmies, sends it, blocked across. Attempting to retreat is Medense, held in, and Jai pumps, leaves it for Alvarez. Alvarez on the corner, he's got Dimmick. Alvarez is down, took contact, service upcoming for Charlotte. And you can see that off of the feed to Dimmick, he took some toe-to-toe contact there, and what a combo this could be for Charlotte Independence fans on what could be of their future. The 2 finalists for Young Player of the Year, Luis Alvarez, and the winner of the Young Player of the Year, Alfredo Medense. Also the Golden Playmaker of the Year is Medense, from a season ago, leading the league in assists with 7. Alvarez and Medense, 2 excellent servicemen. Who will take? Medense, across, straight for net. Smith bobbles and holds. Launching it deep, trying to spring the jets of Alassane. He's tangled up, can't get free. As it's a chance for Alvarez to go again. Despite the starting 11 claiming that 4-back for Charlotte, they kind of go to a pseudo 3-back at times, as we have another stoppage in play. Pepsi Cola is the official soft drink of the Charlotte Independents. Enjoy an ice-cold Pepsi while watching the Jacks. Pepsi, born in the Carolinas. And we're gonna have another threatening opportunity just outside of the box, as Kinsner will take the first yellow card of the match, only 13 minutes in, as he just stuck the foot out as Njai was coming in across. And Kinsner just simply stuck the foot out there to take the yellow for the first time in today's match. His first of the season, 5th in USL League One. Now we've seen this combination again between Medense and Alvarez. Last time it was Medense. Who is it here on a wall of 3 for Chattanooga? Last time it was Medense. This time it's Alvarez to Medense. Holds, goes for net outside of the frame. Mike Jeffries already playing with some of the new toys in his arsenal with Medense and Alvarez in conjunction with each other nonetheless. And that's something that Mike Jeffries has potentially earned in his new acquisition from Lexington, is the ability to really be dynamic, especially in the final third, the ability to really create and find something new, really get teams off of their heels. And it's just about staying sharp, despite not necessarily being 100% fit at this portion of the season and having one of the smallest rosters in the league. The second smallest roster going into the day is Charlotte Independence, only usurped by Chattanooga, who has the fewest men on their roster, but both of them making a combined 5 signings in the last 3 days. So both of them knew that they had reinforcements coming along as Chattanooga's coming along, but the quadruple team prevents anything further. Bit of a mishit there by Christian Cheney, as Walefi will pivot and start the breakout. Kimball Jackson also coming on loan from Lexington after spending the last 2 seasons with them on the League One side of things. So you more or less have 2 active teammates against each other on loan spells to different squads between Jackson and Medense. However, Medense didn't join Lexington until just after the off-season started and after the promotion to USL Championship began for Lex Sporting. Jackson's been with Lexington since their first season back in 2023. Medense swirls around a triple team. Alvarez up the gut, but dispelled by some obstacles in white. Ayambila back for Smith. Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina is the official health insurance provider of the Charlotte Independence. Blue Cross Blue Shield North Carolina makes health insurance easy. Discover employer, individual, family, Medicare, and Medicaid plans from Blue Cross North Carolina. Better care starts here. Make our way back to center as Spielman and Shields continue movement towards Dimmick. Dimmick, an amazing story that he's had throughout the last 3 years especially. Double disc replacement in his neck, was out for pretty much all of 2023, wins comeback player of the year a year ago. And he's been widely recognized throughout the entire Charlotte community, North Carolina area. Played all 2,700 minutes of the season last year was Dimmick, as his distribution on the far side only goes to a Chattanooga throw. Spielman elevates, headed along by Kinsner. Alvarez lays it back for DeShields. Cheney and Alvarez combine. Medense centers. Alvarez wants to go, doesn't commit. Wanted to slide for Dimmick, but it was interrupted as Alvarez gets physical and took contact off of the one-on-one with Johnny Philippe. You can see Scott McKenzie talking to his forward Philippe as he just wants to really rework what didn't necessarily go well a year ago. Only 5 wins in the regular season for Chattanooga in 2024. And not many of those results ending in wins. Only 5 wins, 8 games that resulted in points. Second worst team in the league by the standings. Chattanooga have kind of undergone a little bit of an identity shift, just trying to outwork teams the best they can, just trying to get grimy and gritty, especially like they did in their season opener against Naples. They have a chance to work with Philippe and Alassane. Alassane sends, headed out by Charlotte. Captain play, but it slid across. Luis Alvarez slides across one. It's a free sprint, but Medense not there in time, so it will be shot out by Smith as Ayambila was also closing in. Something that we might see a lot of with Alvarez kind of shifting from sideline to sideline a lot. He was listed in the 11 as the left midfielder. We've seen him work quite a bit in the middle and the right side. But the combination of him and Medense on that right side was probably too good for Mike Jeffries to pass up, so he made some adaptations as Omar Sis gets a clip on his man from behind. That's Philippe. Omar Sis, in the last game versus Richmond, was his 100th as a member of the Charlotte Independents. Today is game number 101 across all competitions with Charlotte, a first-team League One in 2022 and a Young Player of the Year finalist in both 2022 and 2023. Draws Chattanooga stoppage as it's Philippe for Alassane. Alassane gave it a go, took a clip off of Alvarez, still in possession of the Wolves. As we just passed 21 minutes, service into the area, attempted back post, Alassane thwarted by Levy. Matt Levy really took control over the net in this offseason once Austin Pack made his way to Tormenta, as the ex-starter for the Jacks made his way down. It allowed way for Levy to kind of have not necessarily an open competition, but it's a little more of an open discussion with Mike Jeffries about taking the starting gig, especially with how few players returned for Charlotte. It allowed Levy, with the familiarity, the system, and culture, to take the starting job in net. Got the opener against Richmond, got a shutout against them as well. But that doesn't mean that Drew Romick is out of the picture. Romick started in the Open Cup, and it's kind of a lot of this is Matt Levy's time to kind of run away with things if he can continue to elevate his game like he did against Richmond, and has held Chattanooga scoreless, as has Jason Smith on the other end. Alfredo Medense returned from Sis. Sis again, up the gut, wants Alvarez, too strong as it's rolled towards Smith. Attempting to go deep is Chattanooga, attempting to split defenders, 2v2. Spielman chucks it out. Pass goes awry. Smith has to hang on with Alvarez in his face, and eventually Smith lets it out of play. And Charlotte will take over deep in Chattanooga's end on the throw. A lot of Charlotte's attack has so far come from this near side. I'm sure Mike Jeffries and these individual players are seeing something they like matchup-wise. We've yet to see very much of some of the guys on the opposite ends. Fabrice Inga, Rafael Jauregui have been relatively absent, with just the ball not going towards them offensively yet. But Jauregui really made a stamp after getting a brace against the Long Island Rough Riders, his first brace in his career for the ex-Sacramento Republic product, as he took the last feed back to Spielman, who distributes to Inga. Sis. Jauregui. Dimmick's got space. Medense on a run. Medense holds. Looks for options. Jermaine Jones, Central Valley Fuego's coach from a year ago, labeled Medense as a bit of a street baller. Really loves some of the creativity he does with his footwork and his passing, as he almost got a chance there to connect with Njai, and Dimmick was there as well, and this will be out of play in favor of Charlotte. This will be corner kick number 1 in today's game. All corners are brought to you by Chick-fil-A. Alvarez into the area, headed out, kept along by Philippe. Still alive for Medense and Charlotte. Alvarez. Turn around, Dimmick's got space. Clay Dimmick to center. Attempted touch. Overhead, out of play. Christian Cheney in the center. Clay Dimmick just found a little soft spot there, as you had Spielman and Cheney in the area. That was Spielman who got a touch, but Cheney was available as well. Still alive after that last touch, and now the turnaround of Michael Knapp. Knapp from behind, chopped down. And this will be Red Wolves' ball. Welcome to the 2025 USL Kickoff presented by Terminix. Throughout the month of March, the USL will be kicking off across the country. Join us for all the action on ESPN and CBS sports platforms. So despite some of the action on the foul on Knapp, Bashir Njai, he was a little bit verbal with our head official in the yellow, Igor Bish, as Sharon Gingrich and Ariel Raban are our assistant referees, with Islan Pekasnar, our fourth official, as Philippe ready to send this off. Top of the area, settled down. Knapp trying to control at a quadruple team, lets it out. Elevated to the box again, Levy with the hands. Alvarez can't escape. Had it stripped from behind by Philippe. Chattanooga attempt to continue, but unable to do so. Njai wanted Medense, but it was knocked out of play by Ayambila. Charlotte Independence is proud to share our home field with Carolina Ascent FC, new women's Division I professional soccer team. For more information on this exciting new Super League and the team, visit carolinaascent.com. What a start Carolina Ascent has had. Very similar, actually, to Charlotte Independence. Just a long run of results back-to-back, as we have another yellow card coming out, as welcoming his way stateside, Alassane, making his first action in the U.S. Got a grapple of Fabrice Inga from behind as he gets a yellow card to start off his campaign in the United States. As Alassane backs up, this allows Ense and Alvarez to take over once more. Luis Alvarez into the area, headed out. Still alive, Jauregui towards net, but Jason Smith comes out and swallows. What a goaltending group Chattanooga had between Jason Smith, fresh off of the NCAA with Syracuse, having spent time with Park City Red Wolves, the League Two affiliate with Chattanooga, having spent some time with Scott McKenzie in USL League Two between 2022 and 2023 as Chattanooga's netminder. As his coach, Scott McKenzie, and the rest of the Red Wolves continue to look for answers to get behind Matt Levy as we approach the half an hour. Bentley escapes, tries to go centrally, settled down. Philippe leaves it, and not struck very cleanly by Ayambila.
Saved by Matt Levy.
Ayambila got only part of that and couldn't really complete the process. As Cheney touches along, Alvarez tries to cut through two. Alvarez back post, too tall for Jauregui, but he's alone on the chase to the far corner. He's got Njai aside. Bashir Njai tries to escape from Alassane, but he successfully strips and allows the Red Wolves to take over.
Hey fans, we're at the 30-minute mark, which means it's time for all halftime contestants to make their way to the Gatorade Tower. All halftime participants, please make your way to the Gatorade sign located.
The Charlotte Independent storefront is live. Stock up for our next match on scarves, hats, shirts, and more. To shop on our new online storefront, visit charlotteindependence.myshopify.com. Luis Alvarez allows Charlotte to continue upward, and Ense wanted to give the little touch to Dimmick, but mishit ever so slightly, so it just goes out for a Chattanooga throw-in. And for the Red Wolves, we're just trying to focus on just trying to stay gritty, just looking to scrape up results in some instances, trying to establish the baseline of their identity, and just trying to really focus on the mentality, on the intangibles being the main key, including mentality, just trying to be tougher than other teams, harder working than other teams, and just trying to really focus on the things that maybe don't necessarily jump off the screen, but there are things that every coach would love to have: the work rate, the ethic, the work ethic, and the preparation involved, as well as Walefi had to go 1v1 there to prevent Charlotte from threatening once more. Despite maybe the optics of Charlotte appearing that they had more control of this match so far with 2/3 of possession, all shot metrics are Chattanooga's favor. As Bentley attempts to settle down, had Alassane aside, taken down. Chattanooga wanted a penalty, won't be given. As spin around attempted by Christian Cheney, wanted a foul on the little grapple there. this back to Eric Kinsler, just turned 22 last Saturday. Tacoma, Washington native, just coming across from MLS Next Pro with St. Louis City 2. As Philippe settles. Philippe, he's grabbing that knee. He's grabbing that right knee where the brace is, and he is a little hobbled right now. Could just be a little irritation, if anything. As Philippe continues to lean down, we take another look, and just a little bit of contact there from DeShield, as it looked like Philippe wanted to go kind of on the right foot there. And that's a big concern for Scott McKenzie if Philippe is slow, but he is making it work. And see him, number 7, charged in with the green boots. Only played 2 games all season last year. One in March to start off the season, one in October to finish the season. And Smith continuing to distribute. That's something that Coach McKenzie really loves about Jason Smith, aside from their history together, is the fact that he's able to distribute whenever needed. The fact that he's able to kind of work with his feet, kind of able to play out as an 11th field player at times with the way he's able to pass and set guys up in certain situations. And then you have Charlotte on the other end with Matt Levy and this back line. They have yet to concede a goal in USL League One regular season play, an area, you know, just defending and keeping the ball out of their net, something they've succeeded at so many times over the last several seasons. Even allowed Austin Pack to bring home some hardware in the goaltending department a couple of years ago. As it's stripped, Medense centers, allows Jauregui to start. Clay Dimmick. He's got Alvarez. Alvarez skates past the defender, continues onward. Alvarez centers, Dimmick turned away by Knapp. Still inside of the attacking third thanks to DeShield. Alvarez tries to go backfield for Njai, snagged down and trickles out. This will stay in Charlotte's possession.
What's next for the Jacks? Let's look at our upcoming schedule presented by Courtyard Marriott.
As we make our way for a quick break in a 76-degree day here in Charlotte. And the stoppage in play, we are still very much in the span throughout Ramadan, observing fasting. The sun has officially set here in Charlotte. So every player that observes Ramadan able to break the fast, first consumption of food or water since prior to sunup, as both sides are allowed to recalculate and re-strategize as well. Especially for matches like this against opponents you're so familiar with, two of kind of the USL originals in their own way, kind of two of the OGs. The Chattanooga Red Wolves played in the first ever season of USL League One's existence back in 2019. Charlotte, they spent all that time in the USL Championship before coming down to USL League One, have made the playoffs in the last 4 consecutive seasons, are the Jacks. And they continue to see each other time and time again. Game number 9 between the Independents and the Red Wolves. Charlotte has the edge in that head-to-head. 4 wins for Charlotte, 2 for Chattanooga, and 2 contests drawn level after 90. First of 3 meetings between these two, including the second to last game in mid-October. Last time Chattanooga won was back in January of 2022. Start off the head-to-head series 2 wins in Chattanooga's favor. However, Charlotte has really taken control since 4 wins and a draw since 2023 began. Attempting to feed for Alvarez. That was stopped by Declan Waters, but it's back for Dimmick. He's got Jauregui. Jauregui to center. No one's there as a wall of white holds things up. Bashir and Jai slides it for Jauregui, but he's cut off and nothing more will come for Charlotte. As Ayambila will kick it out. Bentley. Had just a barricade of blue in his face, so allows to retreat, and it'll give Chattanooga some time to get back into things. All the soccer action you want and all the flexibility you need. Keep your eyes out on all Charlotte Independence channels and be the first to hear about the 2025 Flex Plans. Visit charlotteindependence.com for more details. We are in Charlotte at American Legion Memorial Stadium, 5 minutes from stoppage time beginning. Neither squad has found the back of the net yet, at least. The attempted cross in found some contact as Dimmick reverses. Alvarez. Young Player of the Year finalist a year ago. Scott McKenzie said he's a special guy, is Alvarez, someone that we really need to pay attention to, at least by the standards of our league and the USL. Luis Alvarez, he's a guy to look out for coming forward, only 23 years old. 22 is Alvarez, pardon. 03 baby. As nothing more could come with Christian Cheney sitting centrally. Turn around there for Alvarez. He's got Dimmick with him. With Ayambila in his face, Ayambila slides down and will continue Charlotte's possession on the throw-in. Alvarez to center, headed on and just missed the net. Rafael Jauregui wanted to make it 3 goals in the last 2 games, but just inches off the pipe. A nice play here for Alvarez, just lasers this one for Jauregui, and had that at the minimum gone post in, would have been an absolute beautiful feed from Alvarez to Jauregui, a new addition to Charlotte after spending the last 4 seasons with the Sacramento Republic of the USL Championship. Jauregui was with Sacramento all the way back in 2020 as a 15-year-old with their academy program. Elevated his way to the USL Championship side where he played a combined 50 games with the Independents across his couple of seasons with the Republic. And in only his second regular season game in USL League One, wanted to make his impact felt. 2 goals in the Open Cup match against the Long Island Rough Riders, including the game-tying goal in the 79th and the game winner in the 107th. Forcing extra time and ending it as well was Jauregui. But But ever since that last opportunity, Chattanooga's had control, and they're making the most of it as they work their way into the Charlotte end, especially with only about a third of the possession so far are the Red Wolves. They've been able to make the most out of their opportunities, have the slight edge in the shot metrics are the Wolves. As that cannot meet Bentley. Alassane cuts inside, taken down. Knapp keeps it for the Wolves. Aquafina is the official water and hydration partner of the Charlotte Independents. When the game heats up, cool down with Aquafina. Smith sends it along for Kimball Jackson, wanting to send it upward for Alassane, but he was taken down. This is a chance for Charlotte to continue. Luis Alvarez will slowly trickle out of play with the Wolves blocking the attempted feed for Alvarez. As we're about 10 seconds away from stoppage time. Cheney lost it. Medense's got it. Medense cuts to the center, leaves it, wants to return for Medense, was Alvarez, but couldn't complete the back and forth. So Spielman has to come back as we have the additional 3 minutes. Blue Cross Blue Shield stoppage time, an additional 3, and now Chattanooga have a chance to work. Stumbling is Alassane, as he could not keep his footing. He had Bentley on a 2v3 there. Alvarez slides for Jauregui. Alvarez follows up, but Jauregui continues to hold on. Alvarez, Cheney, Demick wants to go back for Jauregui, keeps it in play, sends it across, but offside was Jauregui.
The offside flag was out.
1 minute burned off of the extra 3. No one has broken through Smith or Levy. Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of the USL Championship. From the academy to the big leagues, Select is there every step of the way. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select product specials and more. Select, the player's choice. Dimick's choice is Cheney. Couldn't get it through as Walefi was there to interject. Smith has Medense streaking in before he gets it out for Waters. Owen Green going deep. Couldn't connect with Alassane. Another 40-ish seconds for Charlotte if they want to create at minimum another push before the break. Over hit for Cheney, so it will come back gently for Smith. Jason Smith, a lot of his development has to do with who was in the room, the goaltending room for Chattanooga, with Ricardo Jerez spending so much time throughout his career in his, well into his late 30s. allowing Smith to continue to develop and grow as this game grows in anticipation. 48 minutes in, no goals scored. Jason Smith has had to be sharp, as has Matt Levy on the other end of things, as we enter the first half scoreless after 45. Charlotte Independence and Chattanooga Red Wolves, zeros across the board, as today's match is presented by Novant Health. More from American Legion Memorial Stadium. Just because there's zeros on the board does not mean we're short of action and excitement. This game could easily have numbers on it, but both defenses and both goalies have held strong. More from this game when we return to Charlotte after this.
Always reaching higher, pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
Hello there, my name is Seychelle, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is that punch of flavors that's unlike any other. You get the crispy tenderness of the chicken and that hint of sourness from the pickles. Ta-da!
Hey, I'm Juan, and what makes the Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich original to me is every single time you take a bite, you know you're gonna get chicken that's crispy, golden, and juicy. The Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich is the gold standard of chicken sandwiches. There's no touching it.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive,
Babe,
heartwarming
it's
story
8 a.m.
Coming up next as well.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
When it comes to delivering high quality, affordable health care, relationships matter. And after 90 years, Blue Cross North Carolina is proud of the relationships we've built with you. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family committed to improving the health and well-being of everyone across this state. We're here for you, all of you.
Returning here to Charlotte, North Carolina, where the Independents and the Red Wolves are still scoreless after 45 minutes. But that doesn't mean it's been an exciting short tenure for the Independents or the Red Wolves. As we take a look back at the Team of the Week in Week 3, neither the Wolves or the Independents played, but we've really seen a lot of guys really start to show up in their new positions, including Emiliano Terzaghi showing that Father Time is not necessarily hit him yet, especially with that mid-pitch beauty that he had against AV Alta. Alexis Cerrito scoring the first ever goal in AV Alta history. And Johan Garibay, Sean Lewis has not really been involved in the first portion of the season since taking his second consecutive Golden Glove, but Garibay showing that he most certainly can hang on in net as well. And Mark Doyle got the goal of the week. Garibay, save of the week, as we take a look back at Week 3.
Big throw. Chavez at the front post. Will fall on the volley to McManus. Try to get it back in. Chavez stopped. A reactionary volley that Johan Garibay was equal to.
And it's a tremendous finish. San Antonio FC.
We all have goals. But let's be honest. Most of us aren't going to be professional athletes. But if your goal is to finish your degree, we can help. Come to a university that puts your goals first. Bellevue University, your partner in finishing goals.
Pain doesn't care who you are or why you hurt, but pain can be mastered if you know the way. Fight back with Tiger Balm's legendary herbal power. Trusted for over 100 years, our proven blend of camphor, menthol, and essential oils tames pain with the strength and speed of the tiger, so that you can rise above pain and get back to living. This is the way of the tiger.
Level up, be the champ.
Go right up through the middle, a shot!
While still going, he shoots! And breaks cross!
Long shot from range! Unstoppable strike!
Gotta take a big chance. I'm ready for the big bang. I don't take a second cause I wanna be the big champ.
Always reaching higher, pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
Again at American Legion Memorial Stadium, the Independents and the Red Wolves, zeros across the board, as this game on ESPN Plus brought to you by Novant Health, as we don't just look behind as we did last time, but we look ahead as well as we take a look at our news and notes from across the USL and League One. 25 current players across the USL Championship and League One were called up to their respective national teams during this international break. It's been a lot of talk of expansion. We have 5 expansion teams in USL League One this season, a couple in the championship as well. Whole expansion league in the Super League as well. So now Boise gets its chance in Idaho to break ground on a new 6,000 person stadium due to open next season. And with new leagues comes the addition of the supermajority club owners voting to implement promotion and relegation. That comes just after the announcement of the first division in the USL, and we'll get to see how this beautiful soccer pyramid translates stateside, because this is something that the USL has started to kind of trailblaze in the sport of soccer in the United States, made so many headlines along the way. And not only is this trying to show the promotion and relegation moving up and down within leagues, but also within leagues as we take a look at our power rankings. One final look at Charlotte in American Legion Memorial Stadium as we wrap up at the half, as we start preparations for the second set of 45 in Charlotte. We'll be back with more.
Always reaching higher, pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
When it comes to delivering high quality, affordable health care, relationships matter. And after 90 years, Blue Cross North Carolina is proud of the relationships we've built with you. We're 5,000 neighbors, friends, and family committed to improving the health and well-being of everyone across this state. We're here for you, all of you.
folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive
Babe,
heartwarming
it's
story
8 a.m.
Coming up next as well.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
Zeros across the board between Charlotte and Chattanooga. Just because we're short of score does not mean we're short of action. As we take a look at all of it throughout the first 45 minutes of play, as we take a look at our highlights brought to you by Novant Health. And we started off early. A lot of this heavy attack from Charlotte showing why it can be so threatening, as this new connection with Medense and Alvarez have really shown that they can really work wonders. As in the 4th minute, Jason Smith trying to go long for Johnny Philippe, and this is one of the first opportunities of the match for Charlotte, as Matt Bentley gave it a go from wide and allowed Al-Hassan to attempt a touch. Only 2 minutes later, it would be Chattanooga once more, as Philippe would feed for Bentley, and Bentley would take the swipe at net only a couple inches off. And just prior to the end of the first half, Alvarez for Jauregui looking for goal number 3 across the last 2 games after his brace in the Open Cup. As we take a look past the halftime highlights, we go into stats, also brought to you by Novant Health. As we mentioned throughout the broadcast, it's been about 2/3 of possession in favor of the Independents. The shot metrics have been even out as time has gone on. No one has really threatened Levy or Smith directly, as we have no shots on net. Only the singular corner to speak of, and there have been some instances of offsides with some of the fouling here and there, but that's what you're going to expect from a Charlotte-Chattanooga game, where you kind of see these guys kind of grind it out. Scott McKenzie has shown that he really wants to make teams work for it. They want to focus on the intangibles, especially considering how they played pretty much 90-plus minutes in the Open Cup down a man. They had a red card in the Open Cup in the first half an hour, so they've shown that they can be really tough and really be stingy when the time calls for it. And Charlotte, it's just kind of built in their nature. They've done so pretty much in their entire USL League One existence, for a large portion of their USL existence. And they both want to keep that train rolling. It's just a matter of what will it result to when it's all said and done, sticking to what they know best and really pushing the pace in the game, as Charlotte's ready to go. One last little huddle up for the Red Wolves before we break off for half number 2. Ryan Lee and our entire ESPN Plus crew here with you in Charlotte at American Legion Memorial Stadium. We swap our ends as Chattanooga in the all-whites will go from left to right, and Charlotte in the all-blues right to left they will go. And the pair up top in the Mike Jeffries 4-4-2, as it was laid out with Cheney and Medense. We've seen them combine a couple of times. We'll see how many more they will combine once more as we get ready to start the second half in Charlotte between the Independents and the Red Wolves. Ryan Lee and our ESPN Plus crew with you here at American Legion Memorial Stadium, as the attempt to drive this ball deep already for Al-Hassan. Chattanooga want to try to go fast. They're just trying to focus on a lot of what's worked for them so far this season, just trying to out-mental a lot of their squads, despite maybe not necessarily having the quote-unquote on-paper talent. can all be equalized just with what's between the ears. And that's something that Scott McKenzie really preached in our meetings with him in terms of what he wanted to expect from his players, what he wanted to see from them is maybe you can produce, but does it really contribute to kind of a winning culture and winning mentality? And that's kind of the key piece of it as well, is finding pieces that not only work together, but they really fit as well. And he kind of said that those two things are very different, what works and what fits. As these guys continue to get together, play together, kind of build that chemistry as time goes on. At the end of the day, they want to get to a point where they don't have to question the simple things. For Mike Jeffries, they understand that the depth is really going to come into play, and they've been holding off on decisions until a couple days into the season. We mentioned Alfredo Medense officially confirmed the signing as of yesterday. You also have another one of those potential signings, an option on the bench if wanted, in Christopher Jaime, who was previously of LAFC too. So both the Wolves and the Independents always looking to improve every single chance they get. And sometimes you can only do so much with what you have. Kimball Jackson slips it aside for Al Hassan. Tries to cut it through, but stripped away by the Independents. As it works for Clay Dimmick on the far end with Njai. Mike Jeffries, Scott McKenzie content with the 11s that they've had so far. As that one trickles out of play. Novant Health is proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Charlotte Independents. With same-day and next-day sick visits, Novant Health provides care when and where you need it. Schedule online at novanthealth.org. On the edge of the attacking third was the foul, so Philippe and Al Hassan will figure out who will take this free kick. Johnny Philippe sent towards center, but it will come back. One of the probably more underrated parts of Charlotte's season so far has been the fact that they have such a young squad. They have an average age listed as the youngest across USL League One, as that ball hit the assistant official in the face. That's Sharon Gingrich over there. USL on CBS kicks off April 6th with two former USL Championship title winners battling it out. Join us Sunday, April 6th as undefeated San Antonio FC takes on Western Conference rival Phoenix Rising FC at 4 p.m. Eastern on CBS. The champions in 2022 and 23 respectively on CBS, wherever you may have it. We're just trying to give a quick little patch up to our assistant official, Sharon Gingrich. We saw that last little contact. She took that one straight to the nose there. As you can see the training staff tending to her. As the rest of our official crew, Igor Bish with Ariel Raban and Islan Paxanar, our officiating crew in yellow, as they try to work things out. And back to the former point at hand with Charlotte. It's really a situation that Mark Jeffries has not been super familiar with such a young squad, youngest team in the entirety of USL League One. And some of that lack of experience, quote unquote, was brought onto the sideline with Gabriel Oberton coming from on the field to the sideline as he makes his way as part of Coach Jeffries' staff as an assistant is Gabriel Oberton. And kind of the experience that he's had across Europe, including the English Premier League, really allowing some of these guys to make a smooth transition into the system. And sometimes when he is in the practice pitch, Mike Jeffries has had the thought, but Oberton has had a smooth transition to coaching, as we'll see what him and the Jacks do in preparation to see Al Hassan and Philippe on this set piece. Philippe into the mix is Levy as he barrels in to hang on. Long ball, Luis Alvarez works on Green. Alvarez gives it a go. That might have been friendly fire, or was it a block?
That ball was deflected over the end
That was
line.
blocked out of play. This will be the second corner for Charlotte. You had Christian Cheney streaking in, but that went off of the defender for Chattanooga as Alvarez just works on Owen Green, and there was Green sticking the foot out to block Alvarez's shot. As Alfredo Medense gets ready for the Chick-fil-A corner. Medense punched out by Smith. Still alive as Charlotte looks to recover. Inga elects to center for Sis. Alvarez hustles back. Attempting to save it off the line was Njai. Successfully, but no one on his team was able to get it, as the long ball for Al Hassan was off target. But the thought by Al Hassan showing some creativity there. A Ghana international at the U20 level, has a pair of caps to his name with Ghana, making his debut in not only the USL League One, but professional play in the United States. Sis skips it across. Medense up the gut. Alvarez wanted to go back for Medense, as the takedown will go against Alfredo Medense. Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XMFC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access Tuesday nights, plus hear live matches from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XMFC 157 and the new Sirius XM app. Aregi Alvarez on a pivot. Now it allows Christian Cheney to find a lane. Cheney wanted to center, but blocked by Chattanooga for another corner in favor of the Independents.
It's another corner kick, Jacks. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A.
What experience Christian Cheney brings coming over from forward Madison, trying to get the cross through for the third Chick-fil-A corner as Medense gets ready. Medense caught by Smith. Follow the Charlotte Independents' 5th consecutive postseason journey at charlotteindependence.com and on social media. The Charlotte Independents, powered by Etix. Cheney again forced that last corner as he stumbles trying to strip it away from Philippe Molefi. And Philippe just trying to find some breathing room for Chattanooga. Philippe with a lane, takes a tumble, contact from behind. As that was Sis on the scrap. Officials just trying to situate themselves before we continue onward. This one will be positioned all the way back at the center stripe, so it'll be center on for Owen Green from Molefi. Deep ball try, couldn't find its way as DeShields intercepts, allows Alvarez to spring loose, and now it's a lane. Alfredo Medense one-on-one with Smith. Medense holds, gets Smith off position, blocked off the line, and Smith hangs on after the block in front by the Chattanooga defense. Great hustle by Kimball Jackson to deny Medense his first goal in his debut game as a Jack. Medense, so creative, but just hesitated. That would have been the shot, at least the way that I saw that, and then allows Jackson to get in position to leap in front to block Medense's shot. He knew he had the chance. But there's a reason why Medense won Young Player of the Year a season ago. Only 22 years old from Honduras, playing in his 2nd pro season. Still a long way of development to go as Alvarez was chopped down by Jackson. And Charlotte ready to take over. The Charlotte Independents proud to share their home field with Carolina Ascent FC, the new Division I women's professional soccer team. For more information on this new exciting Super League and the team, visit carolinaascent.com, as Jackson may have gotten a little bit hurt after that last sequence.
Hey folks, let's take a moment to recognize Memotion, the official robotic
Jackson had to deny his fellow Lexington teammates, as both Jackson and Medense are on loan from Lex Sporting. Jackson's been with Lexington since they were in their debut season back in 2023, coming straight out of the NCAA when he was with Xavier to Lexington. Only played 7 games with Lexington across 2 seasons, but was quite a part of their couple of seasons down in USL League One before making all sorts of changes in the USL Championship, where Lexington SC resides now. As Jackson makes his way toward the sideline, getting tended to by the training staff. Blue Cross Blue Shield of North Carolina is the official health insurance provider of the Charlotte Independents. Blue Cross Blue Shield North Carolina makes health insurance easy. Discover employer, individual, family, Medicare, and Medicaid plans from Blue Cross NC. Better care starts here. As that ball gets sent across, goes overhead. Smith for a goal kick. Inga with the attempted cross. And that was probably not the best opportunity for Charlotte either way. But they're really taking chances at Jason Smith. Only having one shot on target logged, but that was actually really a block by Jackson and not a save by Smith. But he's been tested at sometimes, having to find some balls in the area, especially with the way that Charlotte loves to bring numbers into the box. And especially with what this man has done, number 18, Menense. And then you have the takedown on Green. Careful for Njai. He's already got a yellow as we get ready for the first substitution of the match.
Substitution.
It's going to be a triple substitution as we have Omar Hernandez, Joshua Ramos, and the Chattanooga Red Wolves debut of Zaire Vasquez. Vasquez last spending his time with Central Valley Fuego before they ended their tenure in USL League One. 55 matches played for Vasquez, a 25-year-old from Ogden, Utah. Only on his second pro team after spending his first 3 professional seasons in Fresno with Fuego. Ramos skims the line, slides it across for Bentley. Bentley centrally, it's alive, but Njai clears. A chance to reverse for Charlotte. Instead, they'll take their time with it. Alvarez for Inga. Deep ball for Luis Alvarez. Inga trailing. Alvarez wants the back post, cleared away and sent out by Chattanooga. Levy sends it deep. Alvarez interrupted by Knapp. And Jai stripped by Al Hassan. And Al Hassan will successfully give it back to Chattanooga as Charlotte gets ready for their first substitution of the match, as we get a chance to see for the first time in today's match as Morrow makes his way in.
Number 26, Sweebu Maru.
So Sweebu Maru makes his way in for Charlotte. As all substitutions are brought to you by Atlas Chiropractic. As that one was sent towards net, and The outstretched arms of Levy doesn't matter what wide regardless. Maru has such a storied career in only 24 years of age, was part of Cameroon's World Cup team in Qatar only a few years ago, and he won the 2022 Cameroon Footballer of the Year. Those are about a month apart from each other, and he makes his way here to Charlotte with probably one of the most long-running and well-known franchises in the USL. As Alvarez sends it through, touched on, Haregi miss-hit as that's cleared out by Chattanooga. Still alive for Charlotte. Dimmick tries to force possession. Maru coming in and eventually out. Streaking ahead is Joshua Ramos, coming in from South Georgia Tormenta, where he spent last season. Easily makes its way for Matt Levy as he hangs. And now we got a player who is a little slow to get up. That's Al Hassan. So dynamic in this game so far is Al Hassan. He's been all over the pitch. Has really kind of been that second guy for Matt Bentley to really work alongside. As the changes for Scott McKenzie, all working that right side of the pitch with Omar Hernandez, Joshua Ramos, and Zaire Vasquez, replacing Johnny Philippe, Kimball Jackson, and Owen Green, respectively. Leffy and Scott McKenzie talk some strategy. Mike Jeffries trying to do the same. Mike Jeffries really trying to focus on the direct play, especially trying to be cleaner in the middle of the field, as the counterattack was something that both Richmond and Long Island took advantage of at times in their respective games. And a lot of that has to come out back, staying organized with the three backs across, with Dimmick, DeShields, and Spielman, which absolutely they have been so far. And then for Chattanooga, Scott McKenzie just trying to work on just containing some of those dynamic athletic wingers, such as Alfredo Medense, as you see. We're just trying to make sure that they impose the top traits, and you can always compete. It's all about what you can bring to the table every single day in and day out, both in training and on game day. But so far, a lot of action. And as of now, a pair of clean sheets for respective netminders. Charlotte has still had well over 60% of the possession as Spielman works his way up over a hit for Alvarez. Ever wanted to kick around a professional soccer field or walk on the pitch hand in hand with a pro player? Here's your chance. Group outings will give everyone an unforgettable night with once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Visit charlotteindependence.com/groups for more details. Medense on the feed from Dimmick. Has some space to work with. Cuts it towards the area. Loose ball. Smith in front. And he'll hold on. He had Maru in his face, but Smith up to the task to keep this game scoreless. Alvarez with a strip on Ramos. Slides it for Haregi. Cuts it for Sis. Sis in the area. Sis to center. Only Jason Smith in the region to cover up on Omar Sis. Soccer season is here, and SeatGeek is the official ticketing partner of the USL. Get all your USL tickets and more from the #1 ticketing site, SeatGeek. Your ticket to great seats. Loose ball, Inga, Sis, and Njai eventually will hang on to it for Charlotte, as we have under 20 minutes to go in regulation. Inga, Alvarez, wrapped by Ramos, down, foul, free kick Charlotte. Played back for Inga, and he'll retreat towards Spielman. Long ball for Bashir Njai. Offside, flag goes up. Fresh bodies already pitch side as Omar Gomez will come into the match. Gomez was re-signed for his 3rd season with the Red Wolves. He is making his season debut today, replacing another debutant in Al Hassan. He was put on injury at the end of the season last year towards July, and hasn't really made his way back since, after starting off some of his soccer in junior college with Salt Lake Community College for the 24-year-old Oxnard, California native. So it's been 4 switch-ups so far for Scott McKenzie, only 1 for Mike Jeffries. Inga leaves it for Alvarez. Alvarez dances past Ramos. Wanted to cross it as he had a man streaking on that far side, but that was interrupted. Spielman deep. Overhit. And it might have been a little awkward on the touch from Alvarez as well. It's your experience on your schedule. Stay tuned in on Charlotte Independence channels to be the first to hear about our 2025 mini plans. Charlotte Independence is committed to keeping soccer accessible and affordable. Visit charlotteindependence.com for more details.
What's next for the Jacks? Let's take a look at our upcoming schedule presented by Courtyard Marriott of Arrowwood.
Luis Alvarez was going for it on that last little hop. Kind of landed a little awkwardly, so who knows how far this is, but hopefully it's just a bit of a stinger and nothing more, because losing such a dynamic player like Alvarez, a guy that pretty much any coach across the USL and USL League One can tell you is en route towards excellent things in his young career at only 22 years of age. First team All-USL League One a season ago, making his 50th appearance today, his 21st start. Second on the team in goals last year. And to be fair, that last year run by JC Obregon is probably something that most teams and most individual players can't really match up. 20 goals in 2024 for Obregon before departing for Westchester in this past offseason. Second franchise record in single season goals was Obregon. Alvarez was right behind. He got the little wrap up on his right knee and will carry onward as he has to face Josh Ramos. Bobble by Hernandez into the area. Spielman out of play before Ramos could do any more. Chattanooga yet to see a corner in today's match, so it will just stay for a throw. Long throw, headed down, Alvarez. And that's sent away by the Jacks. Inga 1v1. Hernandez walks away. Hernandez to cross, Levy with the handle. That was well done by Levy. You might not know it from watching him so far, but Levy only 2 starts in his young career so far. This is his 3rd season. Didn't play a game in 2023, but in the early portions of 2024, it's held good success. Let's see if it continues here with Chattanooga looking to start the attack with Josh Ramos. Contact from Inga, that will slide. Alvarez gets double teamed, stripped away by Walafi and Ramos. Ramos gets knocked from behind, and this time it's Alvarez who gets shown the yellow card as Ramos and Alvarez are in each other's face. Bentley going back and forth. As Spielman just trying to separate, and Ramos and Alvarez still not separated. We've seen them match up on each other on this near side in the second half numerous times. Also, some of the scraps they've had back and forth, Ramos and Alvarez last year when Ramos was with South Georgia Tormenta as well. So we've seen these two go at it a time or two. Alvarez still not letting things go with Ramos. Only 12 minutes left before we get to 90. We did see some bookings throughout that entire sequence along with the scuffle, so when it's all said and done, we'll have to get the official reporting to you in just a little bit. Luis Alvarez was definitely within that scuffle, as was Ramos. Them two started it. But at the end of the day, Chattanooga get ready to set up after the stoppage with both substitutes, Omar Hernandez and Josh Ramos, right in front of Chattanooga's bench. Omar Hernandez, chopped down by Charlotte, trickles out of play, Red Wolves ball. Long throw, up in the air, up for grabs. Spielman settles, Levy will hold. eFootball is here. Live your dream, rep your team, and play as your favorite USL Championship club. eFootball is free to play. Download now.
substitution.
Another substitution ready on deck for Charlotte.
Miles Rice, replacing Luis
For
Alvarez.
Atlas Chiropractic.
Number 13, Anthony Sorensen.
And then you got Anton Sorensen and Miles Rice both coming into the match, as Medense and Alvarez are both respectively done for the night. You also have Alvarez, who was on the yellow card after that last little entanglement with Ramos. And we also saw him take an awkward fall earlier, getting his knee wrapped up, so probably the best for Alvarez when it's all said and done. And Anton Sorensen, team of the week of week 2 after scoring the first goal of the season against Richmond the last time that Charlotte played in regular season action. Chattanooga off a turnover. Hernandez goes down. Charlotte plays on. Sorensen dragged from behind by Ramos. And Ramos is booked. That is as textbook of a yellow card as you can have. You just take the legs out from under him. 24-year-old from Sebring, Florida, is also a U.S. Virgin Islands international, coming all the way from NAIA's Dalton State, where he was a second-team All-American. Inga into the area, still elevated, no one can get it. Mishit by Waters, down from DeShields. A chance for Charlotte, still alive. DeShields, back heels, Spielman, out of play off of Chattanooga. Independence, hang on. Follow the Charlotte Independence 5th consecutive postseason journey at charlotteindependence.com and on social media. Charlotte Independence is brought to you by ETEX. Into the area again, elevated by Rice, still alive, just outside the area, and foul against Charlotte offensively. Smith distributes. That's Chattanooga. There's a likelihood that Chattanooga could be content taking a draw here if they do successfully burn off this final 6 minutes of play. With Chattanooga, only 8 non-losing results of the 22 games they played a season ago in 2024. Second to last team in the league were the Red Wolves a season ago, and they want to try to reverse some of those fortunes. As we have another substitution coming up.
He's replacing number 10, Matt Bentley.
As Pedro Hernandez gets ready for the Atlas Chiropractic substitution, as Matt Bentley's night is over. 25-year-old Pedro Hernandez will come in, coming from Cal State Monterey Bay. He's been a consistent producer in the last 4 seasons with the Red Wolves, makes his way into the penalty area. Served in, headed through, and that will trickle very slowly to Levy. Rice with a lane, just got shoved by Waters. to force the stoppage in Chattanooga's favor. Gatorade is the official drink provider of the Charlotte Independents. After a long day on the field or at the gym, make sure to replenish the electrolytes with Gatorades, many flavored sports drinks. Quick slide through as Maru leaves it back for Njai. Sorensen centers, cleared out, Waters. Spielman. Inga. Final 3 minutes of 90. What could potentially be the last 3 minutes of opportunity for 3 points on the table. As of now, it's split one aside. Last touch by Rice. Coach McKenzie has used all of his substitutions, really trying to get everyone into the mix. Back and forth in the attacking half for Chattanooga. They will work out in their favor. Shots even at 6, however, the Jacks are the only ones with shots on net as Smith continues the cycle. Kinsner deep. As the duel is won by Charlotte, Njai starts the breakout. Dimmick elevates, wants Maru and Rice. Rice took his man down, and he'll get a talking to from the official, is Rice. Miles Rice, 22 years old, coming from the NCAA Division II's Chico State, where he was a D2 All-American, first-team All-American a year ago in 2024, and that's right after sustaining injury in 2023 at the NCAA Super Regionals. So what a kind of 2-year sequence it's been for Miles Rice. He'd taken injury in 23, All-American last year, and he makes his pro debut season today after starting last week against Richmond. Chattanooga will go to Chattanooga FC before taking their first home game back at CHI Memorial Stadium to South Georgia Tormenta. Charlotte gets ready to go to Greenville in the first weekend of April. Inga. Rice for Inga. Knapp trying to fight him off. Inga hangs tight. Sorensen recovers. Off of the line, across and out. Doesn't matter. Sorensen didn't keep it in.
Goal kick for Chattanooga.
Back-to-back games here at American Legion Memorial Stadium for Charlotte, 3 of 4. If you include the Open Cup match upcoming, no joke there, because it's on April 1st between Carolina Core and the Independents, as we have a whopping 8 minutes of extra time between Charlotte and Chattanooga.
Support the Jacks as they fight to the final minute.
Ramos looks for a lane, wants to slide it through. Not sure who that was going to. You had Vasquez and Pedro Hernandez. That just split the middle of them, and Levy prevents Zaire Vasquez from potentially threatening anymore. Tough touch from Rice. Allows Chattanooga to spring forward. Sliding across, Spielman interjects. Charlotte turned it up a little bit in the second half based on pretty much most of the statistical metrics from half to half. However, Matt Levy has seen his side hang on, as has Jason Smith. But Chattanooga look to threaten. Service in, blocked by Spielman. Is it in play? It is. Not for long, however, as that was headed out of play, and the Wolves will hang on again. Omar Hernandez will take after scoring the opening goal against Naples. From distance, that one is just off frame again. Chattanooga yet to find the shot within frame. That one was just passed aside, and that was a nice shot from deep. Levy got the hands up, but not near net. As he gets ready to send it off. 3 minutes deep of 8 in stoppage. Inga tries to fight off Pedro Hernandez. Vasquez is in. Spielman sends it out. Sorensen back and forth with Njai. Is this the chance for Charlotte? Here goes Maru, blocked in front by the Wolves. Ramos with a clearance attempt. Charlotte keep it in play. Bashir Njai. Sorensen behind. That's where he'll go, sliding blocked by Ramos. And Charlotte will continue their possession as they are deep in Chattanooga's end. Omar Sis. Attempted feed, back post looking for Rice, too much juice.
Service is long and over the end line. It'll be a goal kick for Chattanooga.
Smith, I'm sure, will take his sweet time with this one as we are halfway through the allotted 8 minutes of second half stoppage. Thanks to Blue Cross Blue Shield, North Carolina. The duel is won by Charlotte as Haregi and Sis make it across for Sorensen. Sorensen double teamed, but escapes. Not for long, and free kick Charlotte. Walefi directs traffic as Charlotte comes up with their game plan. Arguably your two top distributors with Medense and Alvarez were subbed out earlier consecutively at the 81st minute. So Anton Sorensen steps up to the plate, scored the lone goal against Richmond. What can he do today? Sorensen, middle of the box, headed down, still alive. No one able to get it cleanly, sent out by Chattanooga. Levy. Deep ball centrally. No one gets it cleanly for the Jacks. as a chance to pivot for the Wolves. Centering feed, deflected wide! A nice feed in front of the net. Could have gone in, but missed the net entirely. A nice feed towards the middle, a little bit of a desperation lunge from Pedro Hernandez. Could not get the touch cleanly. And we have 2 minutes left of 98. Inga. Spielman. Drives it centrally. Rice. And that might have gone off of a hand. Looks like it did. For Miles Rice. Second professional match played. As you approach the final minute in stoppage time, and I think the tell of the tape is really going to be that Charlotte's had a large portion of the control in terms of just some of the raw metrics, possession, shots, number on net. XG is a big one in that number as well for the analytics. Chattanooga have continued to hang on at the very end. They want to grind out some of these games. And could they do so with about 40 seconds to go before the final whistle? Bobble in the air, offside are the Wolves. Charlotte want to push the pace and potentially force a win out of all this. Levy sends it deep. Spielman steps in. Inga whips it across. Horegi, Dimick crosses. Rice with a header, knocked down, out of play. Corner for the Independents. We're past 98 and the fourth corner of the match for the Jacks. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A. And Medense took the last three. This will be Sorensen with number 4. Likely the last action of the match. Anton Sorensen ready beyond 90 plus 8. Sorensen in swings. Jason Smith reads it, and that will be it. Zeros across the board. 1 point for Chattanooga and Charlotte as Scott McKenzie and Mike Jeffrey shake hands at center pitch. 98 hard-fought minutes results in a point aside, with Matt Levy staying perfect, as has Jason Smith when it's all said and done. Our man of the match brought to you by Aquafina, none other than Matt Levy. 2 matches, 1 win, 1 draw, no goals allowed across 180 combined minutes in the USL League One 2025. It's been quite a sequence for Levy, as our save of the match is brought to you by Social Pet. And despite the fact that Chattanooga didn't technically register a shot on net, those scrums definitely come along, as the Independents can only congratulate themselves on a job well done. 2 games, 1 win, 1 draw, 0 goals allowed. More from Charlotte when we come back.
Always reaching higher, pushing further, achieving remarkable. At Novant Health, we never stop. Because whether it's sports performance at the highest level or the playground level, we're driven to help you excel at what drives you. Not just keeping you healthy for the game, but also healthy for life. Novant Health. Expect remarkable.
Are you ready? Ready for more games you love? Ready for more players? New rivals? Ready for more fans? new friends, and endless celebrations? This is Carolina's new women's pro soccer team, the Carolina Ascent, featuring the world's most exciting players connected to the global game, uniting the Carolinas. We are the Carolina Ascent, built for the Carolinas.
Well, folks, it's only 8 a.m. and it's going to be another hot one. Today's high is 85 degrees with lows ranging in the upper 50s. Tomorrow's more of the same, plus some light wind coming in from the northeast. Coming up at 8:30, Paul's got an exclusive,
Babe,
heartwarming
it's
story
8 a.m.
Coming up next as well.
Fried chicken, better with Pepsi.
We return here to American Legion Memorial Stadium, Charlotte Independence, Chattanooga Red Wolves. No goals after 90 plus. But that does not mean that we've been without a lot of action and a lot of great moments throughout this one. Tied at 0. Well, that'll do it for us and our entire crew here at American Legion Memorial Stadium. When it is all said and done, it's zeros on the scoreboard, but a +1 in the standings between the Independents and the Red Wolves. For us and our entire crew, we thank you so much for joining us. My name is Ryan Lee. Have a great rest of your night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.